So hey guys, today I'll be disassembling this laptop named ACER ASPIRE 5 model A515-51G. Some days ago I spilled some water on my keyboard and now it is not working correctly. This is the actual reason because of which I'm trying to disassemble my laptop in order to replace the keyboard. Let me show you what is happening. As you can see, these keys aren't working at all, and these keys are giving the wrong output when pressed. So without any further ado, let's get ahead with the disassembly. I'm gonna change this keyboard, I'm gonna replace this keyboard, and I have bought the replacement keyboard from AliExpress. So let's get started. Make sure to turn off your laptop and also make sure that you disconnect it from any power supply, any charger, okay? And now it is time for disassembly. Collect all the screwdrivers, the appropriate screwdrivers that are gonna be used to unscrew those screws. I recommend that you get something in which you can keep your unscrewed screws so that they won't get lost. Now I'm gonna fast forward this part. This is my SSD. Beneath this part lies the RAM, 4 gigs of RAM, and here 4 gigs of RAM soldered on the motherboard. I'm gonna skip this part as well because you just have to unscrew all those screws. I'm pretty sure that you can do it. Just make sure that you won't get to a head part without unscrewing all those screws. Make sure that you unscrew all of them like this. Now when you are done, just turn around your laptop and focus on the top left corner. Pull it towards yourself and it may make a crackling sound. Don't get afraid of that. And remove the back panel like this. Yes, that's it. Make sure to keep it at a safe place and make sure that you won't sit on it. This is the battery, this is the motherboard, this is the CPU, the GPU, the RAM, the Wi-Fi card. As you can see, these are the wires, and this is the M.2 slot, SATA 3, which is SATA 3. And this is the keyboard that I have bought from AliExpress. You can buy it from here. I've given the link below in the description. I have bought it for $22. So if you want to buy it, just go click that link and buy it. You don't have to wander around. Now I want to tell you something specific about this laptop. This laptop has a socket, extra socket for the backlit wire to go in. Let me show you what I'm trying to tell you. This is it actually. This is for the backlight. As you can see, it is currently vacant. So if your laptop has this, then you can upgrade your laptop as well. The previous keyboard that I had didn't had a backlight, but this one has. So actually I'm not just replacing, I am upgrading as well. Before doing anything, remove the connector that connects the battery to the laptop. Then remove the battery by unscrewing these two screws. And remove the battery like this. Now remove the cable, the power cable, the flat cable for the power button. I recommend leaving the CMOS battery plugged in, or else your BIOS may return to default settings. Removing the flat cable for the touchpad, and this one is for the keyboard, the malfunctioned keyboard. This is for this part which has 2 USB and a 3.5mm jack. Remove this flat cable like this, and now remove that part. It has only one screw, so it's going to be an easy job like that. Now remove the power supply cable like this. Remove the black and white antenna wires for the Wi-Fi card. Remove the screws that are holding the fan in place, and this is your chance to clean the fan as well, so don't lose that chance. Remove the wire that connects the fan to the motherboard. Here's the fan. Now I'm removing the wire that is for the speakers. This is the heat sink. I'm not removing it, but if you are not also, then make sure that you won't bend it. You can remove it if you want to apply thermal paste. Now remove the display cable. You just have to push that upwards. Now unscrew all these screws which is holding the motherboard in place. In my case, I have only three screws. So that's it. Now the motherboard is separated. This is the front part, the back view. Now here's a plastic sheet beneath which lies a metallic sheet, beneath which lies the keyboard, which we are removing. We have to first remove the plastic sheet, then we're gonna remove the metallic sheet. So this is the plastic sheet. Remove it carefully. Don't be afraid, the plastic sheet has enough adhesive that you can reapply it. Just make sure that you won't keep it at a dusty place. Remove it like this. Make sure to take care of these delicate wires. Do it slowly. And make sure to keep it at a dust-free space. Now remove the antenna wire like this. Now remove the screws that are holding the hinges in place, the hinges that connects the display from both the sides. Now this is a little tricky. You have to open the lid of the laptop carefully, just a little bit, in order to get a hold of the hinges like this, in order to get space to put your fingers in. Now you can open the hinges with your hands, but make sure you do it carefully, because despite being made of metal, they are still prone to breakage. Now carefully remove the middle part of the laptop, which has the keyboard at a particular angle. Now the chance to replace the display as well if your display isn't working. Now is the most annoying, the most time taking and the most hardest part to be done. Actually, this metallic sheet is being held by small plastic pieces which are to be removed, and there are so many of them that you can remove them using a knife, but it's gonna take a very long time. So I recommend you, instead of using a knife, you use a soldering iron to melt those pieces, plastic pieces. I have a soldering gun, so that made the job quite efficient, and I melted all those plastic pieces just as I'm showing you right now. Don't get afraid, you can replace the metallic sheet as well. There is actually no need for those plastic pieces to be there. I don't know why they do it like this. After that is done, remove the touchpad, unscrew these 3 screws which are holding the touchpad in place. That is it. I'm again telling you, removing those small plastic pieces is quite hard, so do it only if you are confident that you can do it. After you're done, let's remove the metallic sheet. We have to remove all those tapes which are aluminum tapes which are holding the sheet. Now we are done. There's the keyboard. The keyboard too is being held by those small pieces, so you have to remove them again. I have already done that, so I'm just gonna pick it up. So this is the malfunctioned old keyboard, and that was the disassembly part. Now we're gonna reassemble the laptop with the new keyboard. So as you can see, this is the old one. You can have a look at the back side of it. It has just one wire and no backlight at all, as you can see. And this one has two wires, one for the input and the other for the backlit for the keyboard. Also it has a black covering, which is, I don't know, made of maybe some kind of cloth or paper. Just place the keyboard, take the metallic sheet and place it like this. Also place the plastic sheet after that, and after that place the motherboard in place. It's not that hard, you just have to do a little bit of wire management, so I'm skipping this part. Now plug in that black backlit wire. Make sure you won't break it. Now do this procedure carefully because they are quite fragile. Those flat cables are quite fragile, okay? I am doing with my hand, but I recommend you using tweezers to do the job. Place the fan. Like this. Connect the wire for the fan of the fan to the motherboard. Now connect this USB flat cable. Now take this part and connect it, attach it to the laptop. It is going to be easier if you plug the flat cable first and then put in the screw. Now when you are done with that, take your display, fit in this piece carefully at a particular angle. That's it. Now just turn the hinges in like this. Close the hinges. It's time to do some wire management for the antenna wire of Wi-Fi. Just follow me what I'm doing. There are holes made for the wire to go through. You have to pick up the motherboard a little bit like this. You don't have to remove any wire, just pick the motherboard a little bit actually, and it's a little bit complicated. Get that wire reached to the Wi-Fi card from the bottom of the motherboard, and that's it. Now the black wire. And sorry, you have to look at my hair. Now turn the laptop, take the power supply cable and just plug it into the motherboard. Now plug the speaker wire to the motherboard. Now attach the battery. That's it. Put in the screws. Like that. Now attach the motherboard using screws. place that part carefully in which the charger wire goes in. Now plug in the display cable to the motherboard. You just have to push, give a little push. Now you have to put screws in the hinges. In total there are 6 of them, I think. 3 on each side. Now connect the battery cable to the motherboard. That's it. Now we are done with everything almost. We just have to place the back plate now. Place it like I did and give it a little push, and that's it. Attach the hard disk. In my case it is SSD. And now the part that is left is to screw all those screws in. I'm gonna fast forward this part. By the way, as you saw, I did not have a M.2 SSD. So if you do have, you don't have to bother about it. You just leave it there, plugged in the motherboard, and do whatever you are doing. And that's it. That's it for that. Now I'm gonna talk something off topic. That is, if you found anything inappropriate in this video, or something that is you think is not correct, or something you think that is a kind of misinformation, make sure to comment about that, and also suggest me to improve about anything that is in this video. And I'm asking for your forgiveness for that wobbly camera setup. It's quite cheap, by the way. So if you have any suggestion, make sure to put that in the comment. Also make sure that you like this video if you find it helpful. Share it if you know somebody that will benefit from this video, and subscribe as well. Now we are done. Now let's try to open the laptop. So that's the new keyboard. It's looking new, of course. Yeah, it feels great. Now let's try booting and see whether it boots or not. And that's it. That's the light. Oh man, I'm just happy. You can see the light on the keyboard, the backlit of the keyboard. It's beautiful. The computer is booting. I'm not skipping this part because I really want to show you that yeah, it is really booting. Yes, even after using SSD it is a little bit slow, because that SSD is not NVMe, it's SATA 3 SSD. But still that is quite better than a hard disk. Yes, Wi-Fi is working, the touchpad is working. Now I got the light as well on my keyboard. Let me show you the keyboard now. All the keys are working. Yes, they are working. Wonderful, just as new. The num lock, the caps lock, everything's just fine. So that is how it looks like in the dark, as you can see. Using FN F9 you can turn off and on the backlit like this. And that's it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel and share. Thanks a lot for watching my video.